Hey guys, Casual here from Casual GG, and today we are back again with a quick update on ESO. So the patch notes for update 39 is out, and the test in the PTS server is up as well. There's a lot of small changes going on here and there, but what caught my eye was the changes for the destruction stuff. A lot of my builds use destruction stuff, and there's three quite significant changes coming up to the passives in the destruction skill line, and let's look at how it's going to impact our builds moving forward. So the first change is to the ancient knowledge passive. So the changes are actually for the fire staff and also lightning staff. So currently fire staff we get a 10% upgrade for single target. What's going to happen with patch 39 is that that's going to change into the status effect, doing a 500 damage increase on the initial hit. So this is interesting because it's giving me some ideas on equipping a flame staff on a DK and see how those status effect damages are multiplied. So this is an interesting change, definitely something I want to play around with my DK. But do take note, there is a little nerf coming up for the DK as well in terms of the combustion passive, but I think this will balance it out. So this is an interesting change I would definitely want to test. But let's go to the second one, the lightning staff. So currently the ancient knowledge lightning staff passive, what it does is it increases 10% area of attack damage. So things like the Arcanis Fate Cover Beam, things like the ultimate from the Destruction Staff skill line, like the jab from the Templar, those are all area of effect and they are all gaining that 10% damage. But what's going to happen is that's going to morph into damage over time and channel attacks getting 12% buff. So that's pretty interesting. So let's see how it impacts our Arcanis. So the Arcanis beam is an area of effect attack, right? So it's already getting 10% damage. What's going to happen is it's also a channel attack. So with the new changes, that 10% is going to be bumped up to 12%, right? So it's a 2% gain for the Arcanis. Any gain is always good, but it's not going to be super impactful for the Arcanis from what I see. But where I see this change being very impactful is actually for the Templar, right? So the jab is not going to get a significant change, but the Jesus beam from the Templar, being one of the most hardest hitting execute in the game, is a single target channel attack. So with the new change, this passive is also going to benefit the Jesus beam from the Templar, right? So it's already strong and it's going to be bumped up by another 12% because it's a channeled attack. So that's going to be very interesting. Let's see how that is. If this changes goes to the live server, I'm definitely going to be excited to test out the Templar and the Arcanis with the lightning staff and see how this ancient knowledge passive works. So the next one is penetrating magic. So if we look at what it does currently, it gives a flat 10% target spell resistance reduction for destruction staff damages. So the destruction staff ultimate or your wall of elements, when you hit it to, let's say, a veteran dungeon boss, they're gonna get 10% more penetration for those attacks. That's not a lot. So if you look at a veteran dungeon boss, they're gonna have like an 18,000 penetration resistance. So we're looking at around 1,800 plus penetration because of this passive. But the new changes, what it's gonna give is 2,974 spell resistant. This is almost equal to minor breach, right? And this is an unnamed buff. So what's going to happen is it's going to stack on minor breach and major breach. So this is sweet. I think among the three changes, this is amazing. So what you can see is if you're using the destruction staff ulti and you put it on a veteran dungeon boss, I can see that for a solo casual build, we're gonna hit the cap of penetration, and that's gonna be just pure damage of that elemental storm just hitting the boss, right? So amazing change. I'm very excited for this to happen and then test it out. And the last change we have is for Tri-Focus. So if you look at Tri-Focus now, what it does is it gives a fully charged Inferno Staff attack 12% additional damage. The lightning staff attack gets the biggest boost because it just does 100% of the damage as an AoE then, for heavy attacks, and then the ice staff gets a nice 4,000 worth of damage shield, which also scales out of your max health. So let's look at the changes. What we're gonna get is the flame staff is now gonna apply a damage over time. So what we are looking at is an upfront hit from the heavy attack from the flame staff, and then the same equal damage just becoming a 20-second damage over time. So this is very interesting for a flame staff build. Again, gives me an idea of equipping my DK with a flame staff, and the earlier passive change is gonna hit them with a burning damage over time status effect, and then they're gonna have another damage ticking over time because of Tri-Focus. This is gonna be interesting, something to test out for sure if it goes live. The ice staff changes are pretty interesting as well, because from 25% of your max health becoming a shield, you're gonna get 33%. So this is nice, because for like a warden build with ice staff, where it's already strong but you have to be in medium range close to your target to get the full benefit, now you're gonna have a bigger damage shield to keep you alive. Something I'm definitely excited to test with my Frost Warden. But the lightning staff unfortunately is getting a little bit of nerf, because what happens currently is the lightning staff heavy attack is a channel attack. So while you're building up for the fully charged heavy burst, there's 2 ticks of damage which happens before that, and the Tri-Focus passive makes sure all that 3 damage, the 2 tick and the final burst, does 100% of AoE damage. That's why if you guys take a lightning staff based heavy attack sock to a vent in High Isle, you'll notice that in your top 3 most damaging skills, Tri-Focus would be there, because it would have done so much damage to the mobs around the boss. But with this new change, what's going to happen is that 2 tick initially is not going to do AoE damage. It's only going to damage your target. Only the last hit is going to do an AoE cleave attack. I'm not worried too much about it. This is a little nerf, but for the guys who've been using lightning staff, the style of play is that when you rip off a lightning attack, you're gonna finish it and you're gonna hold it until the final burst heavy attack happens. It's pretty normal, because the way the heavy attack attaches to a target and you can move anywhere you want and still land that final attack, it just makes you hold it till the end. So I think you're still gonna get bulk of the AoE damage happening, is just gonna be reduced a little bit. Something to test out. I don't think it will kill our heavy attack builds with lightning staff, but definitely something to look at. So that's the 3 big changes coming out for the passives in the destruction scale line. I'm excited. It's giving me some ideas to test the jab Templar build with the lightning staff. It's gonna fare, because I predict a significant boost to the Jesus Beam attack because of these passives. Okay guys, that was a quick update from myself. Thanks for watching. I'm Casual. Till next time guys, GG's.